Open hi-hat, clear cymbals edit. Pull the oars and pray and slay. No wind to fill the raven's wing. Only Spoinston, what it brings! Wood groans under iron sky, no shore behind, no tear to cry. 40 oars bite the salt awake, every pull a promise. I can't break my knuckles white, my veins are stone. The ship don't sail, it drifts alone. The wind forgot our plans through name. The waves just hiss and play their game. I taste the rust on every breath. This voyage smells like coming death. But death and me, we shake the same hand. We're on the same spot to the same cold land. Our brother's axe hung on the mast. It's etched, still dreams of battles past. I touch the hilt, I feel the hum. The steel remembers what we've become. Track our drifting through the gray. Pull the oars and pray and slay. No wind to fill the raven's wing. Only strength and what it brings. Track our drifting through the foe. Row until we find our home, or row until we find the bone. Either way we row alone. The stars are drowned in thicker clouds. The fjord is lost beneath the shrouds. I count the men, I count the scars. We come this far by counting bars. Not music bars, but iron bars. The cage of sea that holds our wars. Each stroke a hammer, each splash a nail. We build our path through fog and hail. The serpent coils beneath the keel. It's hunger real, it's patience steel. It knows our names, it smells our sweat. It waits for one who might forget, but I forget nothing, not the flame that burned our hall and spoke our shame. Not the chieftain's last command when fire ate the winter's sand. Drink our drifting through the gray. Pull the oars and pray and slay. No wind to fill the raven's wing. Only strength and what it brings. Drink our drifting through the foam. All until we find a home, or row until we find the bone. Either way we row alone. The sheared wall hangs on wooden pegs. The splintered wood and broken legs of enemies we left to drown in waters that refuse to crown their kings, their gods, their hollow cries. We watched them sink with our own eyes, and still we drift, still we pull. Our bellies empty, skulls, our souls full of rain, full of rain, full of everything that feels like pain. But pain is oil, pain is fuel, pain is what makes the Viking cruel. So let the mast crack, let the sail tear, let the sky fall everywhere. I'll pull this oar until my arms are nothing more than storm and scars. No rain, no woe, no God, no war, just wood Vegas Gate Mirage. Snare march, 160 BPM. Good. Yeah. Black sky split in two, thunder cracks the blue. Always bite the phone, we don't roll back home. Still sings in the rain, every wound is a name. Shield wall, breezes one, battle just begun. Windhouse through the mass, splinters flying fast. Axes kiss the bone, leave the weak alone. Blood pools on the deck, snap the rival's neck. Odin hears the cry, men who fight don't die. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Row into the lightning, death is just a test. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Row into the lightning, death is just a test. Fingers grip the hilt, guilt was never felt. Enemies are steel, this is how we heal. Brothers fall in line, blood is thicker than wine. John commands the fleet, trample the retreat. Sails are torn to shreds, fear inside their heads. We don't parley, we don't pray, we just carve our way. Sword and shield collide, nowhere left to hide. Thor above us roars, bodies hit the floor. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Row into the lightning, death is just a test. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Row into the lightning, death is just a test. Signs breaks, thunder wakes, no retreat, no mistake. Berserker tear apart, enemy lines cross the signs. Bass drops, skull pops, wave of steel, this is real. Foam and fire mix, breaking sacks and sticks. Longship cuts the tide, nowhere left to hide. Bloodstain on the prow, this is the sacred vow. Valhalla waits for me, die on my feet, not knees. Shield splinters into dust, enemy turns to rust. Hammer swings again, every blow is 10. Raven circle high, pick the dead man's eyes. This is not a game, victory or flame. Bow, bow, bow. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Roar into the lightning, death is just a test. Storm of the Viking blood, rage in the squall. Watch the shore in red, watch the cowards fall. Storm of the Viking blood, hammer in the chest. Roar into the lightning, death is just a test. Faster, harder, louder, slaughter. Faster, harder, louder, slaughter. Faster, harder, louder, slaughter. Faster, harder, louder, slaughter. Duh, 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 duh,
Black water swallowing the bow. No compass needle knows where to go. Sky ripped open but no God show. Just the salt that bites and the wind that blows. Oars cut deep but the current slows. Every stroke pulls against my bones. My beard is ice, my eyes are stones. This ocean has no mercy for the ones who roam. I taste the rust on my own chainmail. Fingertips numb from a grip and hail. The deck is slick with the morning veil. Every wave is a hammer, every gust a nail. I've seen the maps burn in the flame. I've heard the old gods call my name. But out here silence plays the game and the void just swallows all the fame. No shore behind, no shore ahead. Just the voices of the drowned in my head. They whisper low from the ocean bed. You should've turned when the warning spread. But a Viking's blood don't know retreat. We feast on fear, we call it meat.
The darker the night, the sweeter the fleet. I'll row this wreck till my heart stops beat. Open sea, and no stars above, just the black and the cold and the push and shove. No light to guide, no hand to love, just the rage of the waves and the God above. But the God is silent, the sky is dead, just the foam and the fury inside my head. I keep my oath, I keep my dread. I roll through the dark where the angels fled.
30 days since I saw the sun, 30 nights since the race was run. My crew is thin, my hope is spun into threads that fray when the day is done. We lost a steerboard in the squall, we watched our brother take the fall. He slipped beneath without a call, now his name is written in no hall. The meat is gone, the bread is hard, we sharpen axes on the shard of broken shields and splintered yard. The ship is now our burial card, but I won't kneel, I won't comply. I'll spit my curse into the skies, the sea will take me, I'll ask why. And dragons, monsters, down to die. The stars are drowned, the moon is cracked, every wave is a new attack. I feel the kraken's back go slack as it rises slow from the pitch black track. It circles wide, it tastes the fear, but I've been dead for half a year. My heart is cold, my sight is clear. Come take your bite, I'm standing here. Open sea, and no stars above, just the black and the cold and the push and shove. No light to guide, no hand to love, just the rage of the waves and the God above. But the God is silent, the sky is dead, just the foam and the fury inside my head. I keep my oath, I keep my dread. I roll through the dark where the angels flow. This is the hymn of the lost and the nameless, the ones who sailed when the world was blameless. We carved our runes on the bones of the shameless. Now we drift through the deep where the light is aimless. No saga writes our final breath, no Valkyrie cheats our crawling death. We rot in the salt, we choke on the wreath of the foam and the tide and the teeth beneath. But hear me now, you empty sky, you took my hope but not my cry. I'll row this wreck till the wood runs dry, and if I sink, I'll sink with my pride held high.
Iron tongue licks the wind, every breath tastes like tin. Shield split at the edge, blood maps on the ledge. My knuckles crack with the frost. Every scar tells the cost. We don't pray, we just swing. Metal bite is the king. Chainmail clinks with my bones. This shit rides on the bones of the sea that never gives, only takes and still lives. My beard holds the brine, my eyes hold the line. No God hears when we shout, just a wave in the drum. Salt and rust, bone and dust, knuckle crush, thunder thrust. Salt and rust, blade and just, sink or trust. I am must, salt and rust, screed and gust. Break the mask, breathe the blast. Salt and rust, breed and crust. We are last, we are first.
Or splinters in my palm, rhythm beats like a psalm, but no hymn, just a hiss of the serpent's black kiss. Deck soaked with the red from the wounds in my head, but I stand with the sway, stringing rust till the day when the hall cracks wide and the tide takes the pride. Every plank that I hold tells a story of cold that's played chewed by the brine. Still I sharpen the line for the next fool who comes with the shields and the drums. This is not a prayer, this is iron in the air. This is knuckle on the steel, this is knowing what is real. No surrender in the vein, only salt and only stain, only metal and the roar till we wash up on the shore.
Salt and rust,
Bone and dust, my knuckle crush, thunder thrust. Salt and rust, blade and just, sink or trust. I am must, salt and rust, skin and gust. Break the mask, breathe the blast. Salt and rust, grit and crust. We are last, we are first. My brother fell at dawn, his axe is still drawn. Frozen grip on the wood like he still understood that the fight never ends. It just bends and extends through the fog, through the squall. We are nothing but all of the rage that was sown in the marrow and bone of the ones who came before. Bleeding salt to the core, now I carry his weight on my back to the gate where the thunder will meet every rusted heartbeat. Rust don't cry, rust don't lie, rust just waits, rust just grinds. Rust don't kneel, rust don't feel, rust just bites, rust just steel. When the salt eats the skin and the light grows thin, we don't ask, we just win with the rust on our chin, with the grit in our teeth. We are kings underneath every wave, every storm. We will pull to transform. Salt and rust, bone and dust, knuckle crush, find a thrust. Salt and rust, blade and just, sink or trust. I am must, salt and rust, steam and gust. Break the mask, breathe the blast. Salt and rust, grit and crust. We are last, we are first. Salt, rust, bone, dust, iron, must, we trust.
Cold water rising up the spine. The line between the sky and brine is mine to draw with claw and jaw. I saw the flaw in every oar that ever kissed the tide before. The serpent sleeps beneath the floor, but I can feel the coil on unwind. Behind my eyes a scale design, divine and blind. The wake is wide enough to swallow every pride that ever tried to ride the current's violent slide. Fingers grip the dripping wood. I understood the moment that the silence stood, that something in the murk was working like a curse. Reverse the thirst that burst from deep below the surface. Curve the nerve it takes to face the face that has no face, just space and grace and cold embrace. The serpent's pace is slow but certain, pulling curtains on the sun. The hunt begun, the race is run before it's rolled. Wake up the serpent,
The serpent makes no mistakes. It takes the wake, the wake. I carved my name into the rail with rusty nail and bloody trail. The hail of salt and scale and gale could not prevail against the tail. I tell myself to stay alive, to dive and drive and strive and thrive. But something in the deepest eyes that recognize the lies we hide inside. The tide is turning black and green. The scene is mean between the keel and what has been unseen, unclean. The serpent's dream is not a dream. It's steam and scream and seam of everything between the surface and the floor. The door is open now, no more ignoring what the oar is for. To row, to go, to know the undertow will grow and grow and grow. I heard the echo of 1,000 ships that cracked their lips upon the serpent's fingertips. The apocalypse is just a flip of massive crescent. The balance of the sword, your brand is sucked, its spine is intertwined with mine. I feel the sign, the time is fine, the light is drawn. We're gone, we're gone, we're gone. Wake up the serpent, taste of the venom, break every current, face what is coming. Wake up the serpent, taste of the venom, break every current, face what is coming. The water bends but never breaks. The serpent makes no mistakes. And takes the wake, the wake.
Underneath the skin of the sea, something remembers me. Not by name, not by fame, but by the flame that I carry in my chest. A restless pest that never rests. The serpent tests, the serpent knows the rest. The best, the blessed, the cursed, the first and last. The blast of cold that holds the past. No mask can stand, no hand can plan, no man can understand. The serpent's wake is not a wake for the dead. It's a wake for the dread that lives in the head, in the lead, in the shred, in the bed of the ocean floor. There's more, there's more, there's always more. And I am just a rower with a roar that echoes off the shore. But the serpent's core is the core of the war. Between the oar and the claw, between the law and the flaw, between the oar and the thaw. I saw the serpent's jaw.
The wake is wide enough for 10,000 men, but only one will win in the end, my friend. The serpent does not bend, it does not lend, it does not pretend. It sends a shiver down the spine, a sign divine, a line of brine. In time I climb, I grind, I find my mind inside the serpent's blind design. The coil tightens round my throat, I wrote a note, but the boat could not float. The quote I wrote was not remote, it was the antidote to the antidote. The hope was dope, but the slope of the rope was steep and steep and steep. I weep, I keep, I reap what the serpent sows, and the blows and the throws and the woes. All those compose the prose of the serpent's chosen clothes. Wake up the serpent, taste of the venom, break every current, face what is coming. Wake up the serpent, taste of the venom, break every current, face what is coming. The water bends but never breaks. The serpent makes no mistakes. It takes the wake, the wake.